And the
podcast
begins with a song of rebellion.
How can this
podcast
be my life?
CD Burners.
I believe it was 89, 88 or 89. I think Injustice for All first came out, and tensions were crazy with Russia and the States. And Metallica were just coming up. They do a show in Russia for like 250,000 people. 3 days later, they were no longer Russia. Like the shit crumbled. Like, bro, if you go online and look up Metallica PSYOP, there's this old military dude that goes in. And he shows documents and everything. Like, it's bugged out.
Wait. So
there was a PSYOP to destroy Russia, and it involved a Metallica concert.
Look it up. Metallica. Just type in Metallica PSYOP ? I think.
Dude, this is one of the ones that like I haven't heard.
Oh shit!
At all.
So you're a conspiracy dude?
I mean, I just like look.
It's fun, right?
At this point, like I'm like, okay, all of that kind of turns out like it can be kooky, right?
Yeah.
Like you get to like the
until you start seeing synchronicities and shit. You're like, hey,
and then you have to be like, all right, where am I? Where's the where do I stop?
Yeah.
Like where do I? Because I
feel like if I'm a doom scroll, I might as well doom scroll some interesting shit or like shit that I find or make interesting.
I love watching. Like I have to understand that the majority of the people that are doing that, the majority of them are legitimately just like schizophrenic weirdos.
Absolutely.
I have to understand that because I have a tendency to go into that world. Like and so easily I can click and be like, you're the fucking piece of the like,
or you can see through the bullshit and like snatch out what clicks with you. You know what I'm saying?
Because guess what? Not all of it is like crazy weird shit.
It's really not.
Like there's some stuff that's like very glaring, especially now that we have access to everything.
Everything, bro.
It's
everything. It's scary.
They can't pull the shit that they like have been.
Exactly.
Because you have like some fucking like 15-year-old kid in China being like, got it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Like,
well, you know what it makes me do is that like it makes me think about all those fucking National Enquiry magazines. You know, like this shit seemed outrageous, but then like, were they onto something back then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that, and that's the fucking thing where it's like we have to be discerning about like which ones we're like, okay, like there's like a fucking alien like it's like we have to be like, what is?
I love Bat Boy.
Me too.
What is?
It's
we made a flip T-shirt. Yeah.
It's like what is entertainment and what is like. I should pay attention, and I think National Enquirer like, fuck, dude, that was like a.
And people were buying them shits off the racks. You know what I mean? Literally off the rack. And I feel like in the back, they also had like that little section where you could buy your fucking space monkeys and shit. You know what I'm saying?
The what are the seahorses and shit?
Seahorses, yeah.
It's like all of those, but like, dude, if National Enquirer came back right now as a like publication, I feel like it would do really well.
Are they not doing stuff anymore?
I don't.
I think they're still doing
stuff.
I
think paper, like
they were like very involved in the
magazines.
Stormy Daniels stuff. Like they were the ones that like broke it,
and nobody was listening.
Yeah. I think they were like, it's the Enquirer.
See, that's the thing though. This looks like TMZ, and it looks like it looks like CNN, right?
Yeah.
It's like if they just made it look like the National Enquirer.
Wait a minute here.
It's like cut it out. Just fucking do the thing. Stop it. You know?
I love your thinking.
Like, bro, if there was just like, if they just made a shitty paper that was like, looked exactly the way it did, they're not trying to be like, go to not this. Just do the thing.
No, and put Timmy on the cover, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bat Boy.
Dude, I literally feel it like, times I'm just like staring at him and I'm just like, I know you can fucking speak.
Oh, of course. He's like choosing. He's opting out.
I'm just like, I know.
When you get on my
talk.
level, we'll speak Timlish.
Dude, Tamantha.
I call. So I have a Lasso also named Panda. I call her Pandala Anderson.
Yeah, the amount. Awesome. All right, wait. What is the what? Oh, did you get the Metallica thing? I do want to know. Like some. Like,
yo, please tell me you found it.
I did find it. It was just like a picture of it, The Reddit one in 1991, Metallica performed in Moscow at a military airfield with an attendance of over 1.6 million people.
Oh, it's 1.6 mil.
The concert set a record at the time and was hailed as a symbol of democracy and freedom.
Now watch what happened 3 days later. I think it's 3 days later.
I honestly,
it was the fall of the what were they called before? Fall of the USSR, pretty much. Like,
yeah,
the Soviet Union.
BBC News report claimed that Enter Sandman by Metallica. I don't know.
I was getting kooky now.
I don't know.
But there's a video clip of the dude explaining it on YouTube.
Okay.
Go on YouTube and type in Metallica psyop, whatever. I'm sure it'll pop right up. He explains it way better than I can.
This is like literally like what I want to. Like, you know, the thing about it is if you want to know about gym class heroes, I'm sure there's fucking other podcasts.
Well, you know, we were a psyop as well. You know? We infiltrated the whole Warped Tour scene and infected everybody with hip hop, and now they're all like, "Fuck, I really like hip hop." You know what I'm saying? I thought I only liked Less Than Jake.
I thought I only like ska.
For real, which is coming back. I know you've seen it.
Look,
hold on. Can we talk? Save it.
Okay.
When you do the hold on shit. We should save it.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in with that, but I want to hear the Metallica thing really quick because it's like
that's him.
News outlets, they owned everything.
That's him.
They started giving out money to basically promote jazz, and they sent jazz musicians all
rock
around
and
the
roll.
world. And jazz leads to rock and roll leads to metal. And then in
metal
October of
leads to trap.
1991, Metallica performs for 1.6 million Soviets in Moscow, and by December, the USSR doesn't exist. Coincidence? I don't think so.
okay. Here's the thing.
In the 1940s,
Look.
right after World War II.
Or is that just the natural progression of shit? It's like, that could be true.
But when you think about how fucked, what was his name? DiCaprio played him. He started the fucking FBI. That weird fucker. Come on, man. Not McCarthy. Nigga that started the CIA. There's a whole DiCaprio did a whole movie. Hoover. That weird fuck. So he kind of started the he wanted the government to know everything they were doing. They didn't have the technology that we have now, you know, the fucking Alexas in the house, the cameras in the house, but he was planting little, you know, cameras in people of interest houses, hotels, and he had a squad of motherfuckers just watching people at all times. Now, like, you don't need a secret. You know, you don't need a secret cabal. You know, our secret section of the FBI to do that. Like,
I mean,
you have Alexa in your house, or you have smart TV and phones, and we're constantly being watched. And not just walk around scratching my nuts. Like, hope you guys are watching. Like,
you know what is scary?
It's regular shit.
One of our employees was flying back from Phoenix, and she has TSA pre-check, and she goes through it, and they're like, "Oh, we need to swab your phone," and then they're like, "We actually need to go through it now."
Whoa, time to fuck out.
Domestic TSA at
we need
Phoenix,
to go through your phone.
They went through her Instagram.
And what they didn't give her any?
No. And then she like looked it up, and she was like, there's like a news article that's like, if you've signed up for TSA pre-check or whatever, like you've essentially waived your rights to ask for a warrant on that stuff. Like
Tim, take me off that shit ASAP.
They're allowed to just do that.
Wait, was that recent, or
that was
is that
this morning?
No, but is
Jesus
that like a recent thing that
the
like
fine print on TSA pre-check has always been there?
Have you heard the end game of this? So, you know, with the what do you call it? The social credit thing. They've been doing it in China for years. I
like
worked
the social
in China.
credit score?
Yeah. I've worked in China for the past 8 years. I mean, I haven't been there since COVID, but I would fly back and forth all the time. And I was like, this shit feels weird out here. You know what I mean? But so like they're implementing that shit now, and I saw some quick blurb, and they're saying like, so as they start to implement that shit more here, the shit that happened with your friend with Instagram, they're saying that like they'll be able to detect if you have they'll be able to go through your album, and if you have like say you smashed a girl last night, took a video, you're being judged on that now. Like you can have your social credit go for having your own fucking private sex videos on your phone.
So
like,
what does it do? Like, what is that? Like, what is the, like, in the grand scheme of things.
The lower your shit goes, the more not opportunities, but the more freedoms you have, basically. You know, and that's how it works in China. Like the lower your shit goes, like you can't take public transit. It gets fucked.
Like,
I mean, 1984 all the way.
It'll start doing that stuff. Like they'll start checking you, and they'll be like, "Actually, you don't have TSA anymore."
Well, the way they're gonna present it to us is like, "Hey, this is gonna help us weed out, you know, like perverts or sleeper cells." No, you're just gonna be all up in our shit more than you already are. You know, I don't want anybody looking at my butt crack when I'm, you know what I mean, when I'm cracking somebody.
And like, is the goal to just have more information to sell us stuff?
No, I honestly think it's to have more information to feed to AI. You know what I mean? To know what the fuck we're doing in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look, but I always go back to this. I'm just like, cool, great. Then what's the point?
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
The thing is, like, I don't have anything on my phone. I'm embarrassed of. You know what I mean? But I still don't want motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
You shouldn't have.
She sent me the video that was like, we gave up all of our rights when we signed up for TSA pre-check. And at first I was like, oh, that's terrible. And then I was kind of like, well, I don't want to take off my shoes. This is fine.
That part. Yeah. This is so much easier, bro. Like, and I'm missing my left big toe. So
oh, shit.
That's the worst part of me going through. I'm like, fuck. And say there's a bad bitch behind me.
Yeah. No, it's like an embarrassing thing.
Fuck. Now I embrace it. You know what I'm saying? And I wait for the look. I'm like, yes. I know you like
How the fuck did you lose your toe?
Long story short, actually, it's fucking Los Angeles' fault. I have an addiction to these Lime scooters. Now they have the bikes, but
so dangerous.
Yeah, I was here. I think it was a couple years ago. I ate shit on the scooter. I was drunk as fuck coming from the elbow room, I think.
Yeah.
It's like 3:30 in the morning. I know what I'm doing. I'm hopping curbs and shit. Hopped the curb a little too quick. And I jammed my toe. And like when you break your toe, you go to the hospital, there ain't shit they can do for it. They're like, well, we'll give you some painkillers. I'm like, I can't take any narcotic.
Right.
You know, so they gave me some 800 milligram ibuprofen.
Yeah, which you can just like have yourself.
Yeah.
But they charge you for it though.
Absolutely.
They're like, this is actually $600.
Exactly. But my toe healed. It healed fucked up. Oof. And it started with like a big black purple bruise, and that shit stayed there for a year and a half. And then at the tip of my toe, the skin started like it was like a callus at the tip of my toe. And I would just pick it, and throw it away, or play with it because you know, gross.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're just like, dude.
And then one day I wake up and like it's like kind of like an open wound. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, peroxide to keep it clean, Neosporin. 2 days, fine. Third day I wake up, I can't even put my shoe on. My foot looked like fucking
Christ, dude.
Popeye, like Popeye. You know when he eats his spinach. It's like my foot ate a can of spinach. And it was disgusting. It was around Thanksgiving last year, and I had a really good friend of mine who was she was my boss. I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. I taught art at the Boys and Girls Club for years. And she came down for Thanksgiving to cook and shit. And she saw my foot. She was like, and I was supposed to leave for Manila for a show like 3 days before I went to urgent. She's like, I'm not leaving your house until you go to urgent care. So she takes me to urgent care, and I walk in, I show them my toe. They're like, you got to go to Vassar right now, bro, because we're pretty sure that toe has to come off. And I ended up getting cellulitis, a staph infection, and they did MRIs and shit, and the tip of my bone was infected, but they were worried that if they didn't
do it, it would go up all the way, and then like,
end up losing my foot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But they said, had I taken that fucking trip to Manila, I mean, it's a 20-something hour flight.
Dude, you fucking look. You lasted longer than most people with a fucked up shit. Like that is like, I mean,
at this point, I mean, if I was to be taken out by a fucking bum toe, I'd be bummed. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the shit I've lived through, like a fucking toe.
I know.
Oh, you better cut that shit off
he
right
fell
now.
off of his scooter.
You know what I'm saying? Like it went out like a sucker.
I know.
But I asked them if I could keep it, and they're like, nah, it's a
biohazard.
I was like, what is mine?
Bro, I asked them the same shit.
Put it in a jar.
I was like, what do you guys do with this? And so I was like, what do you guys do with all of this?
What'd they tell you?
There's literally like just a fucking dumpster full of like fucking
biohazard dumpster, and they just where does that go?
I don't know, but it's like
they're probably incinerators or some shit.
Probably, but it's like I always think of like, you know, in a Fight Club where they go and hop the fence and then they go get the fat. Like I always think of like, there's just a
And they
fucking
throw it over and it just busts open.
dude. I just think it's so funny that like in the hospital, there's just some dude taking out the trash, and it's just like
Hearts,
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
titties.
yeah.
like,
I literally
dicks.
think it's like the funniest thing in the entire world to be like going to the fucking dick dumpster.
The dick dumpster.
You know, like it's just
you
like
think you can make soap out of dicks?
I'm sure you can.
Funny story. You remember Heaven and Hell in Atlanta?
Yeah.
What was that?
Masquerade.
Masquerade.
Yeah.
And shit, we played Heaven, Hell, Purgatory. We played them all. But one day, it was the first time we headlined Heaven, the big room, I guess, and had that weird banister in the front. And I'd try to walk that shit like I was homie from what was homeboy's name? Howard from Kill Switch Engage. I tried to walk across that bitch, fell mad times, but they caught me. But long story short. So the show was amazing. We get downstairs and this woman walks up to me with her husband. And she's like, she has this thing in her hand. Kind of looks like a coochie, bro. Like, fuck is going on? She's like, I make molds of my friends' vaginas and I make soaps out of them. Her husband's right here. I'm like, cool. She's like, this one's my vagina. I want you to have it. I take it and I look at her husband like, you cool with this nigga? Like. And she's like, no, he's cool with it. But then it got weird. So she gives me her vagina, and I'm looking at it like, shit ugly. I didn't even say it.
It's like a bad.
I can see like if you had like a pretty coochie and you was like here, but I was like, this shit like Squidward, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep the smile. I'm looking down, but it doesn't stop. She's staring into my soul now, like, and the dude's just like. I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. Like,
so he wanted to watch you fuck the soap.
I don't know if he
pussy.
wanted to
He
watch.
wanted to do like a cuck situation with the soap.
I don't see. Cuck,
Maybe.
wasn't. I think I just learned what a cuckold was back then, but I don't think it was so much as he wanted to watch.
He wanted you to like it.
I think he wanted to pass her off. Like I think she was waiting for me to go. Oh, let's go on the bus, and I was like, "Thank you for your coochie." And I walked away, and I'm like, I got on the bus. I'm like, "Y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna believe what happened. Look,
That is
Yeah.
they're like, is that a
wild.
coochie?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's this girl outside. She makes coochie soap, but this is her coochie." And her husband said, "Oh, it was weird."
She probably
It was
sells
weird.
them on Etsy.
Oh, she's gonna see this.
Still.
She's gonna see this.
Well, look,
I hope not. I hope not.
There's been
No disrespect, but
I mean, look, it's fine. Like it's fine. Everybody's got their own thing. She obviously she likes it. She's like, here's my disgusting pussy. You know, like that's fine. Like she's obviously very proud of it.
and according to them, she was doing like the business was doing well. You know, like,
Dude, and trust me, there has been points in my life where I'm like, I haven't had soap in my house for like fucking
well, maybe I'll
2
holler at her.
weeks. Maybe I
She'll
will.
send you a box of coochie.
It's
soap.
like maybe it's like at what point do you start bathing with the hotel soaps? It's like you have to
I
reach
got
for
drawers
it's like,
full of them.
yeah,
shits,
it's
man.
like all right. Maybe I have to use this. I don't want to go to the store. It's like fucking.
And you're in your armpits with this ugly coochie.
Yeah,
like,
you're just watching your belt. Yeah.
And just hoping that when you take it out of your armpits, it doesn't look like it did when you put it under your armpit.
Yeah, it's like fucking getting smoother.
All right,
Maybe
now
it
it's
gets
soap.
better,
But
actually.
now it has hair on it.
That part. Oh, God.
I don't know, maybe it gets better. Maybe the like the
To be completely honest with you, I lost it on
Yeah,
that tour.
I mean, I imagine,
but it
dude.
was the bus mascot for a while. We just throw the
Throw
the
it at
coochie
each
soap
other.
at each other.
that rules. That's a good thing, dude.
That's so funny.
Shout out to the coochie soap girl in Atlanta.
Shout out to the coochie soap girl in Atlanta, dude. Honestly, like that's sick that you do that, even though you have just the grossest pussy. All right,
He said it.
All
mean,
right.
it's okay.
Well, guys, Travie McCoy, welcome to the show. CD
Thanks for having me.
Burners.
Absolutely.
Usually we focus on an album.
Yeah.
We can kind of keep it loose today. You know, we planned to talk about Papercut Chronicles 1.
Mm-hmm.
Great album, really fun album. Came out in 2005. You recorded it like 03, 04 in
A lot
New
of
York.
songs were written. Yeah, a lot of songs were written. Pardon me. Between the ages of 16, 17
Oh, wow.
to 21. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a pivotal time in my life, you know, that I captured on this album, and yeah, it's a trip. It connected with people, you know. I've always been, I don't want to say always been told, but Jonathan Daniel, shout out to Jonathan from Crush Management. He's been my Yoda for ages. He's got the craziest isms, and I remember him saying, you get your entire life to write your first record.
Yeah.
And then the deadlines come. It's like, fuck, what does that mean? And then I found out real quick.
Dude, okay. You've probably talked about this album a lot. And I think what, at least my interest when I listen to the podcast, I go, all right, cool. I know this. I can look it up. I can Wikipedia.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And these are the ones I love when you preface it by that. Like,
it's like
I could Google this shit.
I can Google
Let's talk
this
about some shit.
right? So it's like, and look, to be fair, I do homework on these things. Like, we gave ourselves homework. You know, we're like, fuck, we like these albums. Fuck. We have to do shit now.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't find. I did see that. I'm from Queens. I'm from New York. Also,
you said you from Queens? Yeah, my family's in Far Rockaway.
I was in Bayside and then Little Neck.
Word up.
And
Word
then
up.
my fucking dad had.
We're pretty much fucking family, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is the way it goes. Black dude gravitates towards hardcore. How come?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think I gravitated towards it. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Because that wasn't like, dude, we're similar age. I'm a little bit younger, but it's like, then we moved to Tucson. Wasn't a lot of.
Shout out to the Blood. The Blood's from Tucson, right?
I worked across the mall from Mike Petticone. He worked at Watch
One
World.
of the baddest drummers ever,
He's
bro.
one of the best.
Fuck, I just love watching Mike, and he's so intense, but like sexy as fuck, bro. I'm secure enough in my man to say Mike Petticone's a sexy motherfucker.
He was like the hottest dude in Tucson.
Shout out to Darren and James,
and his brother. Seriously, all of them are amazing musicians.
For sure.
Like really, really, really amazing musicians. And I worked across the street, or across the, what is the fucking thing in the mall? There's one thing on one side and one side on the other.
The kiosk?
It's like the kiosk is in the middle.
Just
what is it,
like
the street?
across the hall.
Yeah, I guess it's a hallway, no?
Is there a word for it? Because if there's not,
It's a mall, nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever.
it's the
Anyway,
mall.
so I worked at Mr. Rags, which was the only
Mr. Rags, bro! Stop! Oh, you just showed your age. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, I was in Mr. Rags all day. And the thing is, like, I was broke as fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna get them. And then, I came into a little money, and like, I don't want to say I came into a little money, but one birthday, I got blessed. That's probably like $500. I went to Mr. Rags and balled the fuck out.
Nobody has known what it is.
Bro, I think I still have this blue, navy blue hoodie with breakdancers doing different moves up and down.
What is it? Is it like academics? What is it? Like,
it
what is
was
it?
unbranded, but I bought a ton of academic shit at Mr. Rags.
Dude,
oh my God.
I have a billion stories about Mr. Rags.
Echo khakis, bro. Like, I went hard at
Dude,
Mr. Rags.
So he would steal shit. He worked at Watch World, and I worked at Mr. Rags.
You guys had a little
Yeah, I would, like, there was one time where I would just, like, he would just steal watches, give them to me. I would fucking steal Rockaware suits, give it to him. And
the velour joints?
Yeah. Dude, of course. And we had this, dude. Okay, so there's a crazy story. There's the hottest girl ever that I was the only white kid that worked there, by the way. It was like...
And this is in Queens?
It was in Tucson.
Tucson, gotcha.
Actually, one of the managers was a white dude, but they used to sell weed in the back. And it was like, it was like the bad kid's store.
Yeah.
There's this, like, the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life that worked there when I was growing up.
I got a mental picture. I'm vibing with
Dude, her name was Rosie, but her real name was something like Z.
Was she a stripper?
No, she was just like...
She just wanted to be called Rosie.
Yeah, because her Zayd. It was like her first name was something like very ethnic.
Yeah.
But so Rosie, right?
Yeah.
Ludacris came to town.
Oh, tell me Ludacris didn't smash Rosie, bro.
Oh, 9 months later, she had a baby.
Took by Ludacris. What,
and
Ludacris?
Then she had a fucking, and then she like got like a nice car and like all this shit. And but no, you know what I mean? But this was like, I don't know. Nobody knows, right?
That sounds like an out-of-court settlement to me.
Like, nobody knows. But she was like, I remember just being like, fuck, dude, because we used to go, like, drink 40s on the fucking, like, we used to, like, go fucking hang out.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm me listening to, like, the bullshit that I listen to.
Yeah.
And they didn't know, it was sick. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, I really loved it. Because
I could tell.
I feel like it was...
I love it for you, bro.
Dude, it was a fucking great job. It was a great job. Anyway.
I would have killed to work at a place like Mr. Rags back in the day, man.
And I think fucking who's the guitar player for the Blood?
Darren played bass.
Darren played bass.
But they had two. They had one.
Yeah,
I remember
and he
seeing him at Hellfest.
Still crazy as fuck.
Yeah, he was the one. He was hanging from the rafters playing guitar at Hellfest on the Hellfest DVD. Like,
dude, I'm showing my fucking.
He kind of looked like James a little, right? Him and James kind of had a similar vibe. They had the swoop, curly swoop hair.
Yeah. But he
was a badass. He wore crop tops and shit.
They were the first fucking. I believe that they like kind of defined the modern breakdown melodic.
I agree. That Ruth Buzzy song. Oh my god, I just
think that they did that better. You know, they're hear bands trying to do the thing that they were doing. Fucking, and they just did it better. Anyway, gym class heroes.
Yeah.
So like you, I'm sure you've got this asked before, but it's like, how do you like get into this like being the dude that you are?
So it starts early. My dad, as far as I remember, just played bass. You know what I mean? There's always bass guitars all over the house, and I was always told, don't touch the bass guitars. You know what I mean? But when my dad would play, I'd sit around, and he would just play to records. You know what I mean? Or sometimes cassettes. But he played to everything from fucking Philly soul, Gamble and Huff shit. Harold Melvin and Blue Notes. But then he'd throw on Red Hot Chili Peppers or one of his favorites. He loved playing to. He loved Soundgarden, but I'll never forget. He brought home. It had to be 86, 87. He brought home a CD single of Faith No More's Epic, and we put it in. My mind was blown. I was like, wait, this is hard. But homie's like kind of rapping, you know what I'm saying? And so I grew up on hip hop, all my uncles were B-boys and shit. And then my mother is Irish, Native American. All my uncles on that side were all metalheads. Yeah. So I was getting uncles would kick me down tapes here, and Justice for All, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I remember one of my uncles gave me a King Diamond cassette. And I was obsessed, bro. Do you? I'm lacking. I need to get one. So I'd always been attracted to angsty stuff, you know what I mean? And then when I saw the video for Epic, I was like, oh, not only is this song dope as fuck, and not only blending, genres, they look cool as fuck. Like the drummer had dreads, and Mike Patton is the man to this day.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So I always had this love for heavier stuff. And as you know, as I would think Syracuse was a hotbed for the hardcore scene, the hardline, straight edge, that whole thing, Earth Crisis, Snapcase, all that. So, in my I guess my formative junior high school years, no, actually I'd say like freshman, we started like taking trips to Syracuse and going to shows like Lost Horizon.
Like you and your friends?
Me and my drummer Matt, Milo, original gym class guitarist, just the homies, But I'd show up with 40s and shit, like 'cause the energy, you get in there, can't breathe, and as soon as the band comes out and starts, it's fucking chaos, and I'm like, I lived for that energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm also like 6 foot, these white kids are spin kicking, I'm like. Hit me the wrong way, motherfucker. You might fuck around and find out. You know what I'm saying? But it even if, I did get kicked in the face and it'd be this cute girl, I'm like, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Like, it's not going to do anything to you. Me, I'm done. I was like, I can go in the bed.
See, so my friends, they were you.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, come, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And also with the hardline shit, like this was back in the days, like if those crews saw you smoking cigarettes or drinking, they'd beat the fuck out of you. Like, oh, wait, so you're gonna beat up kids that because they're doing something that you don't think is they should do? Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, and I had to stand up to a lot of those kids, like, and knocked a couple out. You know what I mean?
Dude, I gotta tell you, being on the other side, there is nothing like having a Travie growing up. Like there is legitimately nothing feels cooler than having a Travie like in your group of friends. Like
I'm glad I could be the Travie for my squad.
I don't know if they've ever told you, but like legitimately nothing feels cooler than having like a 6'5" black dude as your friend. Like you cannot.
I wouldn't know what it's like, but
Yeah, that is why I'm telling you. I don't know if anybody has ever told you, but there is not a cooler feeling.
Yeah, you're good. Good. You're always good.
Okay.
But yeah, man, so high school, it was, going to Syracuse or even Rochester, going to small VFW clubs and beating the shit out of each other. And I got obsessed with H2O. When Thicker Than Water came out, I was like, this is it for me. Like, and I listened to that album nonstop. And Toby's like, he's unk today. Toby actually gave me my PMA and my H2O tattoo, that heavy-handed motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And thank God I was deep in my addiction at the time, because I would have cried. My ass was like, but he's like, thanks, Tobe. The open wounds,
yeah, 100%.
but they healed. But he actually gave me my One Life, One Chance too. Shout out to Toby. But yeah, so what did it for me with H2O was like, all right, these dudes are from New York. They play fast, and the shows are amazing. But Toby had swag, bro. Like he would come out in Air Maxes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Camo shorts, like with a fucking EPMD t-shirt on. I'm like, I love this motherfucker, And he showed a side of New York that a lot of people didn't get to see, like. Yeah, these guys. I mean, for Madball, you know what I mean? Like that was another one that fucking grabbed my heart to this day. Like Crown of Thorns, fucking Dan Diablo, they're my brothers today. And getting a chance to tell them my story growing up, like a biracial kid in a small town in upstate New York, and being into that type of music. But then the crazy dichotomy is like, there were white kids in my school that were like, you can't listen to Madball. You can't listen to H2O. I'm like, well, if you really listened to H2O and Madball and knew about it, you would know that these motherfuckers run the gamut every race. Not only that, but like they're about unity. So who the fuck are you to tell me I can't listen to bands that are preaching unity? And I should punch you in the fucking face for even thinking that you could step to me and say some weird shit like that. Like, because I was that kid, like whenever I wore a band t-shirt, those kids, name one song, one Pantera song.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you don't walk the fuck out my face, I'm gonna show you my motherfucking Phil Anselmo impression, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, but I would get tested constantly. And
you ever met him?
I haven't. I don't think we get along.
I don't think so either.
But here's the thing.
He's one of my Pantera is like one of my.
Isn't he like wildly racist?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of them. Yes. You want to hear some wild shit? We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. We don't need to exist on the same plane for me to enjoy this fucking music.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be the fucking weird douchebag you are, the South will rise, whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
But I listen to Walk and I'll break shit. You know what I mean? Like, not even just Walk, but like any Pantera record, I remember I wore a Far Beyond Driven t-shirt to high school, and I didn't even know, I just knew it was a Pantera shirt.
Yeah.
And then when my vice principal pointed out that I had to turn it inside out, I'm like, for what? And I realized what the fuck was on the t-shirt. And it was a wide open ass crack with this leather dildo being shoved in the butt. The Far Beyond Driven? Yes,
was it
I still have this t-shirt.
With the
They had that one, but there was another one, and it was ass cheeks.
Dude, what the fuck? I haven't seen that.
And it's a leather fucking dildo being shoved into a butt. Oh, there's no way they erased this shit. I still have the t-shirt.
That's awesome.
You found it?
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
I'm pretty.
Censored Far Beyond Driven.
Yes, and it's ass.
Hold on,
here it is.
Got it.
That's the t-shirt I had, fam. And
Dude, what the fuck? I've never seen that.
And looking at that, does that look like a butt?
No, I would have never known. I would have been like, oh, it's like cool colors.
Damn, my vice principal must be into some weird shit, bro, for him to notice that shit like that.
This album was on like repeat for me I never knew this.
Yeah, so they wanted to send me home.
It's the original artwork for the album.
I didn't know that. But he was like, well, if you turn it inside out, you can stay.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, just send me home. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Rather be home. The amount of times I had to turn my t-shirt inside out.
Man.
Like, I just forgot. I
had the D's nuts. It was a bright fucking blazer orange t-shirt and it had a question mark on the front, and at the bottom of the question mark, the circle said who, on the back, big letter, just said D's nuts. And they're like, nope, turn that motherfucker inside out.
Yeah, every day I'd walk in, they'd just be like, inside out. Inside out. Because I'd go to Spencer's. You know?
Oh, come on, everybody went to Spencer's.
Because I fucking worked at the mall.
Because
so
that was before Hot Topic.
That was,
you know what I'm saying?
I just like went to Spencer's.
You get your novelty tees.
Yeah, and then you go in the back, and then there's like beads, the bead section, and then you like,
black light
yeah,
section.
it smells a certain way, and you're like, this is the best store I've ever been in.
So when you were like in the scene, obviously you were growing up, going to the shows. When you guys launched Gym Class Heroes, did you feel like you had something to prove to these kids?
In the fucking mighty words of Toby Morris from H2O, me and my crew had nothing to prove, bro. Like nothing. And I rolled with some grimy gutter punk kids that we called ourselves the O'Reilly Pirates. And in order to be to become a pirate, there were some cruel what would you call it, like
initiations,
and then you get your O'Reilly name. My O'Reilly name is Jiminy O'Reilly, but I mean when I say go to, like, my man Scooter, rest in peace, this motherfucker used to walk around with a loincloth. Like he had his fucking BDU camo pants, but the crotch was cut out and he had just 2 leather flaps.
Yeah.
So he just pissed his shit wherever he wanted to, like type shit.
Yeah.
And we had this flop house called the Pirate Ship, and I mean we ran this place so far in the ground that when they finally evicted my man Chris Van Pants, who was, I guess his name was on lease, they had to tear the house down. So now it's sad because I go back home and like there's like a little fountain.
There's like a Chipotle there.
There's a fucking fountain with flowers where I spent my entire fucking like wild angsty teenage years.
It sucks because I have the same situation with like growing up in Tucson. It's like, I'm sure you've played Scrappies
absolutely
a ton of times, and
I
it's
almost
like,
probably had. I think I played it 2 or 3 times, and probably had a heat stroke. Both like the first 2 shows.
There's a good chance that I probably saw you around that.
That's the one. It's open air, right? And the graffiti. There's graffiti.
There
was. There's no more.
I don't know, but every time I drive around,
the shit.
I know it was the best.
And whoever the was it Gabby?
Kathy.
Yo, that woman. Oh, my,
I know.
Bro, mom vibes.
She was like the.
And she took care of us, bro.
Dude,
like,
but for like all for like it, like extended to like beyond Tucson.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Like, I mean, yeah. Because I mean, Tucson's not that big.
No.
But I remember the first time we played, I can't remember who we were on tour with. It was probably Boys Night Out or something. But the second time we came, that motherfucker was packed to the gills, and I was like, "This isn't just Tucson." So people in the surrounding areas. What are the other cities?
It's like Phoenix. People came down.
What's that rich Scottsdale, right?
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Dude, do you remember? And I don't know anybody. I don't remember
that smile. I'm scared.
Well, it's just like, dude, there's a pop punk band that was like in my like.
I feel like I know what you're about to say. But
there was a band called, and they had a hit called the Scottsdale Brat. Do you remember this? I don't remember the fucking name, but they were like the first like
to speak on the Scottsdale
industry. Like this was a long time ago. I remember I looked up the song a little bit ago because nobody knows. It was like suddenly on the radio. Suddenly everybody was like, "Who are these people?" They just went away.
You find it?
I can't find it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Brat.
It was like it was around this time, and like the scene did not embrace it.
Really?
It was
I remember what was that band that what's his name? Yulon, the drummer, he plays for everybody. His brother was in a band, a pop punk band. Yulon, I think he might be playing with he's played with a lot of, I think he played with Eric Clapton, but he was like 19.
Yeah.
But he was just he was a phenom, you know what I mean? He toured with his first gig, it might have been Coheed, like when Josh was going through his shit. I think Elon stepped in, but then from that, he just went on to be the drummer for every dope band out there. But his brother would play bass in a pop punk band, and I think they were from Tucson or Phoenix, and They were really dope. I just can't fucking
I
remember
know,
the
dude.
name.
My memory is smoked.
It's not was it? It wasn't Phoenix TX. That one. No.
Yeah, that's like the why you always get me wrong.
Yeah.
This was like whatever. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
curious,
I'll
do my due diligence.
I'll find it right now. You guys do the thing that the people want to know.
All right, so you were touring, I think, when you were making this. Is that true? Like there was part of this that was recorded when you
Papercut
were,
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very unconventional way to make an album. So, we had made some EPs before, like I think one was called Greasy Kid Stuff. That had like 4 songs. Then we did another one called there was Greasy Kid Stuff. Then there was another one. But then our first independent full length, which was just an amalgamation of all our EPs put together and a couple other songs. It was called For the Kids. But when we started writing for Papercut Chronicles, I had this program called EJ that I bootlegged from a friend of mine who was a rapper in Geneva at the time. He went by 7. It's the kid West Greco. God bless his soul. I mean, he's alive still, but.
So, dude, I'm gonna start doing. That is so funny. I'm gonna start doing that. Like, I'm gonna start doing that. And people are gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, he's still alive. He's really good. Actually, he's doing really well.
He had a studio, and I had all these ideas like that were strictly dickly hip hop. You know what I mean? So him and I made friends, and in order for me to I guess have him let me use his studio, I had to do songs. I had to do a couple songs with him. Like,
Right.
Let's get it done. So they weren't that bad, but now I had access to his studio, and he had this program called EJ. And that's what he made all his beats on. And he let me borrow the program. And I got so nice with it in like a week and a half. And I started playing him the beats. He's like, yo, I need my CD back, bro. He wanted to stop the girl. He's like, nah, like I'm not having this shit.
Gatekeep. So
I had my drummer burn a copy of it. So I'm like, yeah, here's your shit back. But I still had it. Mm-hmm. So then I started playing some of the beats I was making for Matt from gym class. And he was like, yo, like, why don't we like turn some of these into songs? So I would make beats, bring them to rehearsal. And if we play along, if something clicked. So the first song that we did that was made that way was the title song, Papercuts. The doom, 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 doom. Like, whoa, we had never made anything like that, with that process.
Like it felt different.
Oh, it felt different, and it felt good.
Like that's because, it is. I was gonna ask about this. It's like when you're playing these out of the speakers, and it's like nothing does sound like this. It's like, at least for me, I'm like, is this the work? Are people gonna resonate because this is so different?
Well, you know what? Like we I guess, and not to cut you off, but. We didn't give a fuck about what people thought. Like, and I mean that genuinely. Like, we did not give a fuck what people thought. I mean, we were doing fucking Deftones covers, in between our originals and shit, like early on. And like the kids that kind of knew us as a hip hop band were like, what the fuck is this? But like, then I'd see those kids later, like, yo, that Around the Fur album, man, is fucking amazing. Like, and now I just bought Adrenaline. It's like, so like, I was opening up my friends that were strictly into hip hop to this new world, and putting them onto like H2O, Bad Brains and shit, you know what I mean? And then my friends that were strictly into metal or indie shit, like I'm putting them up on to hip hop shit. And that was kind of like the dynamic of me and Matt from gym class. We started gym class together. He put me, because he's jazz trained, so he listens to everything, I think I got my first Lagwagon record from Matt, fucking Guttermouth, you know what I mean? All these bands that I probably wouldn't have heard of,
right.
And then I gave him his first KRS-One record. I got next, and it was just this dynamic that would, be kind of the sauce that
Dude, I think
we
you
cooked with gym class.
I mean, I think you answered the question because I mean, it wasn't really like I was thinking ahead a little bit where it's like you're already putting this out, it's already done. But like when you're in a studio and you're like, or in a practice space and like you play this stuff, it's like, are we tripping? Is this good? Like, do we like this? Is this like? Well, you answered it
more, but more so of course we didn't give a fuck about what people thought, except for our friends, except for our inner circle, and to this day. That's how I gauge whether my shit is
like
hot or
like
not.
it's cool.
I get the squad around, play demos. I look at their faces, watch the reactions, and then I listen. This is cool. And a really funny story. And I think had I listened to my man Bob, rest in peace, he's really gone. He was my best friend. We did a song called On My Own Time that was meant for the Papercut Chronicles that didn't make it. Because there was always this song that we just kind of jammed on. It was really light, kind of like some Death Cab shit before Death Cab.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. I mean, I'm not going to rap over this. I can't sing for shit, like in my head at the time. And so we cut a version of On My Own Time. And it's literally me just going, like, coming up, really sussing out melodies.
Right.
And that was the version I played for my friends. And they fell so much in love with it that when we recorded it for our next album and put it out, they're like, nah, I like the one when you weren't saying that. Demoitis, exactly. They're like, nah, we liked it better when you weren't saying anything. And I was like, did I start mumble rap, bro? Like,
maybe.
Did I create mumble rap like in fucking 2001?
You started mumble rap.
Literally. And like, when I put words to it, they're like, no, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. They were like, put the demo out. I'm like, it's a little too late, motherfuckers. But yeah, that's a funny story.
Dude, I actually, I'm going to skip around a little bit. Like, have you listened to like a lot of rap? I have stopped kind of listening to rap a little bit.
You and I both.
Okay.
You and I both.
I I don't find it, and it's not because I'm like old.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely look for something that's like different and new and like.
Let me pose this to you though. I'm sure there was a time where you stopped listening to pop punk, right?
Yeah.
And I say this to everyone who's kind of, like I've been in the same. Trust me, I've been there. I'm still there. But I always say this. And it's been tried and true forever. Whenever music gets stale, or whenever your favorite music is stale, there's always a fucking alternative, bro. You just gotta find it. You know what I'm saying? Like when, even to go back, when in high school, they call it the shiny suit era. When Puffy and Mace are in the videos, flashing, like they were like, oh, fucking hip hop's dead. No, like De La Soul just dropped fucking Artificial Intelligence. Go listen to that shit. I mean, there's always something, and always somebody that's just as fucking, like disgruntled about the state of things as us that makes music. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, and I'm like locked the fuck in. I'm trying to listen to everything that comes out.
I'll send you some playlists, man.
I'm trying to listen to everything that I'm on my EDM tip right now because
I never.
I
just rocked with Stevie Aoki the other day in Vegas. It was so much fun.
I'm on that thing right now. But I mean,
who you listen to?
I mean, dude, I'm like on like this very, very trap situation here.
So give me
everything. So like Tasaki, like I really like all the name. Hold on, dude.
There's some Japanese cats that are fucking doing some wild shit.
Who the fuck was I just talking to? I just keep forgetting the fucking name. Like all this trap shit, I really love. Dime Piece is fucking sick as shit. Familiar. This kid from Argentina, Tracy, I do like lessons with him. Like he does the more dubstep shit, but it's so. I
love all that shit.
Dude, it's really.
I grew up going to raves as well. So
I never
much as I was in
did.
the hardcore scene,
Dude, I never did.
Really? So I went, but I didn't. I wasn't really into taking ecstasy and all that shit. You know what I mean? I took mushrooms a couple times at raves, but I don't like feeling out of control around a lot of people. You know, like. And so that, but in doing that, I got really into jungle and drum and bass and dudes like Ronnie Size, you know, they were crushing back then. Like I mean, those it's like sped up jazz drums, you know what I mean? So I was upset. I mean, still obsessed to this day, but yeah, there's a lot of. You ever heard of Black Mill?
Dude, I am in my watching. It's funny because we work at Insomniac, and our office is in Insomniac. Fuck out of here. And like, I didn't know anything about this.
All the fly shit.
And so that's what I'm doing is like, I didn't know anything about this shit. Yeah. We didn't know anything, dude. We did not know anything.
Yeah.
Like literally, like played Coachella, did not know who the fucking any of these people were that we were mixing into the stuff.
Yeah.
And now, like, I watched this documentary. I'm trying to do the research on like why this shit. What do I like? What I like. I watched this documentary called like All My Friends Hate Skrillex.
That's the name of the documentary.
Yeah, it's about the dubstep scene in UK. It's about how it started, and I'm trying to like legitimately be like, where did all this come from? What, like, why did this start? Like, what?
I'll never forget, bro. I'll never forget. I mean, I toured with Sonny on Warped Tour from First to Last Days, and bro, they were so brutal to that kid. Like, even the band at the time, I don't know, like, fuck it, I seen it firsthand, so they can eat my dick. They want to fight me, they can fight me. Even the band were kind of like rude to him, and I'm like, and one time they played a show, and you know, all these kids were fucking flicking Sonny off, and bro, he was on the side of the stage like fucked up, you know what I mean? And I felt so bad for him. And years later, I'm at South by Southwest, and Sonny's he's sitting outside the hotel on his laptop like this. I'm like, bro. He's like, oh, Trav. Jumps up. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, just working on this beat. I'm like, you're making beats now? He's like, yeah, it's kind of different. I put the headphones on. It's my first time hearing dubstep. I'm like,
you just did a good impression.
I'm like, and then
you're like, oh, my ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
Nose starts bleeding.
Yeah.
I take it off like, what the fuck is this? He's like, oh, you know, I guess they call it dubstep, whatever. I'm like, man, if you don't send me some of these shits. He's like, he sent me a few, but like a year later, he's Skrillex.
Yeah.
I just saw
Equinox came out. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's
bro?
funny because like we had From First to Last back when we started, like they played together for the first time.
With Sonny?
Yeah.
Yeah, at Emo Night in like 2017, 2018. They did, it's the only two shows they've done in the last, like, I don't know.
So I take it around good terms.
I don't know, because now From First to Last is putting out music without Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I think
I'm
they're
sure
okay.
Sonny's not trying to fuck.
We had Matt on the
He's
pod, and like it
fine.
seemed fine. He's
fine.
fine. It seems fine, but I don't know if Sonny has any plans to return to the band. But I do kind of want to take it back just to playing music for your friends and like, the people that supported you from the beginning. And I don't think we could talk about this album without asking about your friendship with Pete Wentz and what it was like with him discovering you and signing him to the label. But
okay, so it's kind of a misconception. I wouldn't necessarily say Pete discovered us. Nick Schmecka, his friend, discovered us, and I was like, hey, Pete, check these guys out. And I think it was after we posted Taxi Driver to actually, Nick reached out before Taxi Driver. Then we posted Taxi Driver to Pure Volume. That's the song I give. Basically, it's a narrative, but I use all these, like emo indie rock bands.
Right.
Because I remember like scrolling through, I mean, The Source and Alternative Press were like my Bibles, you know what I mean? Like I had to have both of them. And you know what I mean? And one day I'm going through AP and I'm just reading these band names. You know what I mean? It's like, and you will know us by the Trail of the Dead. And then I'm like, Every Time I Die, which I mean, those are my boys from Buffalo. So that they're local.
Only 2 times I've thrown up at shows were both at Every Time I Die shows.
So fucking hot.
The only times I've thrown up at shows.
How much? But didn't you feel like a fucking god after you did?
I mean, I was just drunk as fuck. Is the thing, but
as you should be.
Like I was just, those were the two, and I just remember. Actually, no, I take it back. And The Locust. Every time I've seen The Locust,
I was just talking about Locust the other day. Shout out to that motherfucker.
Dude, they were the first fucking artists that I ever saw make merch that was like risky. They made like Coke mirrors.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And their logo was so lit.
It was so sick.
Did you watch the documentary about him? So you don't know about the Jerry Springer shit?
He lived next to me in like Los Feliz for a long time.
Do you know about the Jerry Springer story?
Where they just like faked it on the Jerry?
Yeah. But it was all to promote the Locust. Like,
Dude, no, I didn't know that he did that.
So basically, he goes on they call Jerry Springer and like, oh, I think he had one of his friends, his homegirl, maybe been his girlfriend. She's like, my boyfriend's in a band and he can't stop fucking. He's like cheating on me on tour and all this shit. Blah, blah. So they go on. He's got the Locust t-shirt on. And like, so the whole thing was like, he's in this band called the Locust, blah, blah. So like, I'm like, this motherfucker is a genius.
Guerrilla marketing.
But it looked legit. Like, it really looked like they played it to this fucking bone.
That might have been the same skit that my old boss, Darren, was in.
He probably was.
Because Darren.
He probably was. Because there was two chicks and another dude.
Mm.
That might have been, Darren might have been in that skit.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Yeah, this shit gets smaller and smaller.
It does get smaller and smaller.
Sorry, just to reel it back in. So, Schmecca, after he found out about us on Pure Volume, he reached out. He was a graphic designer. He's like, hey, I'd love to make you guys some merch designs. And this shit was fresh. I was like, absolutely. Then we posted Taxi Driver. He was like, yo, that song you guys posted, it's crazy. Like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm actually really good friends with Pete from Fall Out Boy because we have the Fall Out Boy means good. That's that line. He's like, you mind if I play it for him? I'm like, yeah, play it for him. And he hits me back. He's like, yo, he loves it. Do you mind if I give him your number? He wants to reach out. He's like, yo, Pete calls me. He's like, yo, that song's fucking crazy. He's like, what are you guys doing? You working more songs? I was like, yeah, we're working on our full length right now, Papercut Chronicles. He's like, can you just send me, whatever you guys are working on as you go? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I would send him demos here and there, and we were actually recording Cupid's Chokehold, and we literally had, I think we had a 4-hour block in the studio, so we had to get the shit done. Like, and that's how we worked. We didn't have time to fucking play around in the studio, so everything that we went to record was overly rehearsed, you know what I mean? Like, and if we had time over, that's when I'd go in and do stupid ad libs and shit. Just play around the time. Like, I even had a turntable at the time, so I'd add like scratches and shit if I had time. About midway through that session, Pete calls me and I'm like, yo, this shit that we're recording right now is next level. I can't wait to fucking get this CDR and upload it and send it to you, because to this day, I never leave any studio without a CDR or what I recorded. This weird ritual I have, because I have a Macintosh stereo at my house that has a CD player on it. So whenever I get home, I pop it in and get the true, you know what I mean, and then take notes of what needs to be fixed, because those stereos are crazy. So we're midway, and this is our first time ever fucking with samples. You know what I mean? Like, aside from the beats that I made that we turned into songs, but sampling like a vocal hook, like, that was new territory, but we killed it. I mean, we literally recorded that shit in a few hours. But he's like, hey, would you guys be down to play a show with us? I'm like, duh, motherfucker. Like, sure. He's like, cool. It's in Davenport, Iowa in like 2 days. I'm like, nigga, we are in Buffalo, New York. Like, I don't know when the last time you looked at an atlas, but like, there's a lot of green in between, motherfucker. Like, but I was like, yo, like, I talked to the guys. I'm like, yo, Pete just hit me. He's like, asked if we want to play a show. Yeah. I'm like, catch. It's in Davenport, Iowa. Everybody went.
Open up the old atlas.
Yeah. Literally, because this is the MapQuest Atlas days, the Matless days. I like to call it, because when that fucking Tom came out, motherfuckers were fighting to drive the van. Nice. Because it was like a video game. Like, I got this shit.
The external thing that you stuck on there, and
remember the oh man. So we were like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, so we finished what we had to do in the studio, drove however. I think it took us 2 days to get there, but we got there before anybody else. We showed up to the venue before any of the other bands, and we just hung out in Davenport, got hella crazy, weird looks, which I'm used to. But I believe on that bill, I believe it was Fall Out Boy, Armor for Sleep. Get him, Timmy. Get him, Timmy.
Hey.
I believe it was Armor for Sleep, Fall Out Boy, Bayside, And there was one other band that I loved that doesn't exist anymore. It's gonna drive me crazy. It wasn't the Junior Varsity.
Did you guys end up going on that tour? Because like I feel like I remember seeing that same lineup, and I feel like you were there.
We did a couple shows on that tour.
Yeah.
The Bayside Armor for Sleep tour. Yeah, we did a few shows on it. But the Davenport was like I wish I remember that other band because they're so good. Is this what you wanted? It'll come to me. But so the first two we opened, first two songs, these motherfuckers are like, I'm like, and the thing is like, I look forward to that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to look at me like a zoo animal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like
what
there's
the
something.
fuck
This is something different.
Absolutely.
Which is like legitimately like all I could ever ask for in music whatsoever.
Yeah, like
it's like,
but then three songs in, you know, they get a little, you know, 4 song, they're sold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that challenge. Another funny story. We were on tour with Fear Before the March of Flames, and we played Creepy Crawl in St. Louis. And same shit, we come out. But this time it wasn't like, what is this? It was like, fuck this. Like,
they were like pissed. Was that like the first,
it was
like,
literally, yeah, it was like, no, it wasn't like, fuck this. It was just like, we're here for Fear Before the March of Flames. I'm like, I've been here before. My first tour was Less Than Jake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
look,
real tour,
you were up against a lot of like people actively looking to dislike something.
Not only actively looking at this, but like hating us, but listening to us behind closed doors. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
What a
like,
weird
hating us in real life, but like behind closed doors, bumping our shit. And it's cool because like I could tell, I could look in those people's eyes and you're a closet gym class.
Yeah, when you could like, you can be
day,
like this, like mad, but like tapping your foot.
Literally.
Yeah.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But the illest part was by the end of that set, we had all the scene girls on stage shaking ass, and I was like, yeah, I told y'all, motherfucker.
Gotcha.
You know, like twerking before twerking was twerking. It was great. It was great. Yeah, that show. That's one of those ones that just sits right because like it was literally like I had to take them. All right, motherfuckers, and the whole stage is just full of girls getting it in.
Damn, what a fucking that mumble rap twerking. Oh, people on stage also.
Yeah.
Like before.
Yeah. I mean, I was too big to, you know, do the story of the year backflips and all that shit, or, you know, the Fall Boy fucking spin kicks and all that shit.
Can't relate.
Big. Yeah, I'm too big for that shit.
I can't relate to that.
I could pop and lock and shit, do some sexy shit. I can't twerk either, but
that band that was the one.
You found it?
I did.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's called Chronic Future. It
Oh,
was like,
bro! Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, because here's the thing. I don't know too much about it. I just know that thing, and I feel like they were like the first like in our thing, industry, whatever that means.
So Papercut Chronicles was out. We were on tour, and I turned on the TV, and it's this animated video, and this dude's rapping like it's a nasally voice, and then in the hook it breaks into this. I'm like, whoa! Now I'm like, wait a minute, that shit kind of sounds like one of our songs. You know what I mean? And I won't name it, but like. I said, Matt, you heard of this band Chronic Future? He was like, I just seen the video. I was like, me too. He's like, I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, me either. So we kind of did our due diligence, and apparently they had been a band for a while, but I don't think they were making that type of shit. I don't want to say that we had an influence, but we definitely did.
Yeah, 100%. Well, look, I mean, look.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember being like, where, because I was part of the thing, you know, like your studio's not very big, so it's like you're part of like the thing, and I was like, where the fuck did these guys come from? I do not know what this is.
An industry plant wasn't a term back
then. I don't think it was a term until fucking like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but then I realized they were signed to like fucking Warner Brothers, and no wonder they had an animated video right off bat. I'm like, you can't just make an animated video, bro. And not I can't front, the video was kind of dope. But I think the song might have been called On and On or something.
The song was called Scottsdale Brat.
That's
bro.
the one you're talking about.
That's the one I'm talking about.
But the one with the animated video was called something else. I think that was their first single.
I legitimately thought they had one song. I could not tell you what that other fucking song is.
They if you look it up, if you type in Chronic Future, if you see the animated video, that was my first introduction.
How do you see anything? Your computer's on like one brightness.
Well, because it will use up the battery.
Yo, are we twins? You want to go in the garage and do karate, bro?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yo, my phone is on E all day. Like, for real.
I'm just because I don't want it to die on me. That's why. Bro. Yo, that is not nothing. I'm telling you.
Not, wait,
never mind.
Is it called On and On?
Never mind. I fucking didn't type in the right thing.
No. I can hear it, and now that I'm thinking about it, that fucker's rapping was so cringy, bro. Like,
yeah, I know. Dude, that's what I'm... Okay, who is the original singer? Okay. Videos. Time and time again?
Time and time again. When I say On and On?
Yeah, here it is.
Play it. This is... I was like,
oh, it's on Vivo, so you know they're for real.
If you know, you know. If it's on Vivo, you know. Bro, this was... I turn on MTV and this is playing. Yep, I'm like, wait a minute.
The guitar lines.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to think I'm a better rapper than that, but
Okay, that animated chick was hot, though, to be honest. Yeah.
I hit it. But then I'm like, yes. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Like, fam.
Well, dude, here's the thing. You're on here, and I'm sure this dude is like
mad.
Well, when I was like, when I was Googling Chronic Future, or when I was looking on YouTube, there was definitely like videos of them doing like a reunion show at like the Rebel Lounge. It looked kind of,
and everybody was waiting for that.
Kind of sad.
Well, I've never even heard
or the
that.
Scottsdale Brat. Yeah,
dude,
so
Scottsdale Bros.
That was my my intro.
Interesting, dude. Who knew? Cheers.
Crazy.
All right, bro.
I definitely, I would have never in a million years thought that Chronic Future was the band that you were thinking of. That's nutty.
Dude, from Scottsdale.
Let's
Scottsdale Brack thing.
Let's ask the big question here because it's 20 year anniversary. Papercut Chronicles.
My dick get bigger?
That is part one. Part one of the question. Is there anything that you would change about this record? How do you feel about its legacy? And like when you listen to it now, is there anything that you're like, fuck, I wish we did that different?
If there was one thing, and it used to irk the shit out of me. In retrospect, like listening to the album, I wouldn't have put Cupid's Chokehold on our next album, and that was a major label play. I would have let it exist on the album and let and if it hit, it hit, and I believe it would have. I don't think it would have hit as hard as it did, because there's two videos for Cupid's Chokehold. We had I think we had a $2,500 budget for, and the other one was a lot more than that. And we shot that in LA. We shot it in Compton, MacArthur Park, everywhere. And I think that's why a lot of people had the misconception that we were from LA.
Right.
But yeah, I would have just let Cupid's exist on the Papercut Chronicles, But the powers that be sometimes know what they're doing, you know what I mean? And as much as I fought for them, I'm like, who puts out a second record with a song from the first record? Like, they're like, just trust us. I'm like, all right. And that wasn't the first time I heard that, but it was probably
they blew it up.
Yeah, but it was the last time that I listened to them.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, thank you. I'm glad I listened to you that time, but y'all got to listen to me, because I say that to say this. And I'm skipping ahead. This has it has a lot to do with my point. Atlantic didn't want to keep Bruno on Billionaire. They were like, oh, we don't know who this Bruno guy is. We know he's part of the Smeezingtons production. He's done some songs, but he has no name.
Right.
That's. I'm like, no name, fucking name. Like, who the fuck is gonna sing this hook the way he sing? Well, we can get CeeLo. I'm like, we already have a song with CeeLo on the record. I'm putting two. I was like, I'm going back and forth for months with Julie Greenwald at Atlantic, and she's like, Trav, just listen. No, I said, I listen to y'all motherfuckers, man. I appreciate it, but now y'all gotta listen to me. Please, please. Back and forth, back and forth. I said, so finally, I came up with this idea. I said, I'm gonna play their game. I walk into Julie's office, like very, because before I'm like, no, Bruno's. I was like, Julie, hear me out. If you allow me, why the fuck do I need permission?
For sure.
Or if you allow me to keep Bruno on the song, we'll put out Dr. Feelgood with CeeLo as the next single. She's like, all right, great. Let's just do it. Let's do it. I had no intentions on putting out zero intentions on putting out a second single.
You just wanted her to say yes.
Billionaire does its thing. Fucking thank God. Bruno's Bruno. But that almost didn't happen had I listened to them again,
Yeah.
So I'm very weary with I'm very cautious with the advice I take from. Actually, I don't even have to deal with those motherfuckers anymore. So
yeah,
thank God.
I think it's authority in general because I am too. It's just like, do you know what's best?
And the squad I'm with now, shout out to Raw Material. They get it. They get me. You know what I'm saying? So there's never an issue like. If they do have advice, I know that it's in my best.
Like
interest.
they are thinking about what you, as opposed to like what they want, regardless of if it'll like make. Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, on the way in here, you offhanded mentioned that you're working on some new music,
I have
new album.
Yes. It's I have some titles I've been dilly dallying with, but I'm so excited for you guys. I mean, you guys will hear it before the world does for sure. But I've been going to past 3 years, maybe 3 years. And I've worked with 4 producers, and I think that's. Working with producers was foreign when we did the Papercut Chronicles. We were the producers, and Doug was the engineer, Doug White at Watchmen, who recorded it, but he also played the producer role. You know what I mean? He was like our Rick Rubin on a budget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, I would take Doug White's fucking isms and his advice before Rick Rubin's any day. Doug's a beast. But so. The new stuff, a lot of it I did with Asa Ciccone from Electric Guest, who's like my baby brother. I worked with Lil Aaron, who's also my baby brother. Aaron Kanata, who's my baby brother as well. And No Love for the Middle Child, who is fucking, my boy Drew is out of control. He's done a lot of stuff with Mod Son, MGK now.
We know. Like I think everybody
those
mentioned
boys
like
are no joke. But yeah, it's I couldn't be more ecstatic about this new music, man. I think you guys will be too.
I mean, you named some people that like I love. I went back and like listened to all of Lil Aaron's stuff like 2 weeks ago.
Beast, bro.
He really, it's wild because he's like one of those guys that I really do believe was like too ahead of his time.
Oh, he's an old soul, bro. Like he's a young kid, but like the shit, like the music we talk about, if you were just to walk in, you'd be like, what the fuck are these guys?
And he knows like what I believe all those guys are a little bit too ahead.
Yeah, and his brother is a fucking animal. Like
dude, amazing. And
his
the
brother
nicest.
played bass on the song we did together called Broken Fingers. Oh, I just put it out there. We did a song called Broken Fingers.
Yeah.
And his brother played bass on it. And I shit you not, like, there's not a bass line I can compare it to other than like it moves like a fucking song off a Thriller, like, or Beat It. Like, yeah, it just, and we had synth bass, and we still have synth bass in it, but he's like, yo, my brother came in last night, he heard, and he was like, yo, you mind if I, and he played it for me. I was like, motherfucker, like, call him right now. He came and I gave him the biggest hug. I was like, yo, you snapped. Like, so yeah, me and Aaron got a gang of songs. Actually, last night I had a session with Aaron Kanata, and we kind of went through and started like sequencing everything. And there's not a single song in that list that I was like, that one can go. So now it's like this fucking fight. Like, what do I keep on here?
Right.
And what do I save for the next gym class record?
And how long do you like? The thing is, like, there's that weird like special time period where like this is all good, and if you wait too long, you're like, I want to put another one in and take one out.
But that so back to another JD-ism, Jonathan Daniel. Like, pardon me. Yeah. Aside from him telling me, you get your entire life to write your first record, he said, I'm working on the second record. He's like, Trav, you're gonna make yourself crazy. He's like, a record is never done. You just gotta know when the fuck to stop.
Yeah.
And that stays in the back of my head. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm at that point now where it's like, I think it's time to stop, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's just time to fucking tie up all the loose ends.
Great to have people around you to be like, done. Please
Exactly.
stop.
Because you will literally drive yourself crazy. You know?
Do you think it's going to come out this year?
No. The album won't be out this year, but we'll definitely have at least a single or two before, but it's gonna make people froth at the mouth for the album.
Let's go.
You
you named some fucking awesome. Like,
yeah.
Hell yeah. Fucking, we did it.
Gang.
And he's gonna come back and do it, and then we're gonna fucking.
You already know.
Really go.
And we're gonna fucking listen to Chronic Future.
Bro, thank you so much.
See, I told you.
We moved a little too fast.
We moved fast.
It's okay, Pop.
Mayor, Travie was the only person I've ever seen he did not bark at.
I'm the dog whisperer. I
I
walked up, I was like, I'm the dog whisperer, don't worry. Yeah. He walks in front of me and just sits. And then we come back out, and he's just sitting in front of me like, I got this innate fucking...
Never seen it. And Travie's big.
I'm huge. So like my nieces and nephews, there's been 2 occasions. I have seven brothers and sisters, so I got a fucking Wu-Tang clan of nieces and nephews. Usually, as new, they see me, I want nothing to do with it. And when my niece Farrah was born, big brown eyes, and my sister's like, here. I go to her, and she's just like, take me. And she's like,
yeah, that's who you're like
yeah. And I just met my newest nephew, Elias, at a show we did in Binghamton. Same thing. He sees me, take me, and I'm like, oh, I got another one. Yeah, I'm the last of the Mohicans. I'm the only one without kids. So like, yeah. So needless to say, I'm shooting every club up I can this year.
Let's go. Let's go. All right.
Bring your coochie soap.
We did it.